Hi, I'm Wendy Yee, and welcome to the Dice Tower. Today, I'm going to be revisiting the games that I loved in 2024 to see how I still feel about them, and are there any that I played maybe later that have hopped up and have joined that list. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, so I want to start by looking back at the first 2024 list that I made. So starting with number 10, I had Harmonies, which is a little spatial puzzle game. Then I had Stickers for number 9, which is a legacy kids game about card collecting, but you're not actually collecting cards. Well, I guess you are during the game, but you don't have to go buy booster packs for it. Then number 8 is Sparks, which is about a robot factory, and you're drafting dice and doing just a tiny bit of engine building and making robots. There is Reef Project, which is about saving the ocean and dropping little reef balls to rebuild that reef and protect it. River of Gold is number 6. This one you have this beautiful shiny golden board, and you are building up a bunch of spots adjacent to a river and doing a little bit of area control on that. Number 5 is Daitoshi. This is a heavy Devere game, and you have a rondelle that you're moving around, taking actions, but also building up those spots on the rondelle to make them stronger for you and everybody else. Number 4 is Stevens. This is about glass making, and it's got an interesting card tuck kind of ability that makes the action stronger just for you. But when other people take them, you get benefits. So anyways, that's one that I thought was really unique. Then we have number 3 is Bomb Busters. This is a cooperative, one of those like limited communication games where you're trying to deduce who has what wires so you can cut them and defuse the bomb safely. Then number 2 is Galileo Galilei. This is about being a scientist who is trying to explore the heavens and see, all the astronomy, beautiful stuff without having the church come in and torture you to death. And then finally, number 1 for me is Pirates of Maracaibo, or at least it was. Yeah, number 1 for me is Pirates of Maracaibo. This is an engine building galore game about being a pirate and sailing across the lands and building up your ship and hopefully getting the most points by the end of the game. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at what I am going to, kind of the changes that I've had. I have had a couple games drop off. One of them is Sparks, because holy cow, I don't remember that game. That just yeah. I was looking at my list and I was like, I don't even remember what game this is. So it's one that I played right before making this list back in 2024. And I was like, ooh, I like this. And it really is a good game. Like, I remember really enjoying it, but I have not thought about it since. So it's not going to stay on the list. The other one on my list that dropped off is Daitoshi. I really enjoyed this. It's a heavy game. It's got some really good actions and decisions. Like, I still think it's such a good game, but I haven't come back to it. And because Devere rule books are so hard to get through, and there is a lot to it, like it is a pretty heavy game. It's just one I don't see myself coming back to. And so that one just kind of fell off. But I do have a couple that have joined the ranks. So let's go ahead and talk about these new ones. So number 10 is still Harmonies. This is a game that I like, and I like it so much, but there's another game called Reef, not Reef Project, but Reef, that is so similar when it comes to the spatial puzzle part of it, but it's less restrictive. And so I keep wanting it to be that game. It is not, and I still enjoy it, and I've still played it since making this list. So it still sits at number 10. I like it. I do like it. Anyways, it's good. Number 9 is Reef Project, speaking of reefs. This is one that I really enjoyed, and I feel like I showed it to a lot of people, and nobody really loved it, which makes me sad. So it is one that, for me, is number 9. It's definitely lowered. It's hard to get back to the table because it doesn't sing to a lot of people, and I think that it really is the theme that makes it extra special for me. Also, for a board and dice game, it is more colorful than like anything else they've made recently. But I like the engine building. I like what's going on. There is a lot of area control. And so I could see people maybe liking that, maybe not liking that if you're in that heavy Euro camp. But it's really cool the way that as you kind of build your engine, you create this movement engine as well as like a little engine on your boat board. So I like what's going on. But yeah, it's moved down to number 9, and that's okay. Number 8 is Stevens. This one also has dropped down. I think that this game is still so clever. The way that you build up the actions, you tuck these little people cards, and you make those actions stronger. And I just really love the way that works. And I think that it's so clever, but it looks so old. I also think the theme is very interesting. It's something that I didn't know about the glassmaker Stevens beforehand. So it's one that I have played since making this list, but also I don't know how often I will go back to it. It's really good. It's so hard. These are good top 10 lists. Number 7 on my list is one that I played later, and Chris actually put on his 2023 list, but BGG does technically say that this is 2024. So I'm accepting that, and I'm putting that on this list, and that is Ticket to Ride Legacy. We were playing this actually this year, and we got about halfway through the game, and then we moved, and we have not finished it. But I thoroughly enjoyed it. Oh my goodness. It is very cool. You start with just a tiny part of America, and then you like puzzle piece together as you unlock each game, and you kind of get to choose which way you want to go and how you want to expand, and depending on where you expand depends on, or like it determines what you're going to get, new mechanism wise and new things to unlock. And so it's very cool, very awesome way to play Ticket to Ride. So it definitely deserves to be on this list. Number 6, River of Gold. This is one I was talking about that just has like a beautiful golden board. And that in itself, like, definitely raises this up a step. It's just so pretty. But I also really enjoy the game. There's a ton of positive interaction that happens as you are building up on that river because people are moving on it and they're taking actions on it. Or not actions, but I guess they're getting the bonuses of the little buildings that you build adjacent to the river. And they get a big reward and you get a little reward. So you want to build on there to both get points as well as build up that engine so that you can get that little bits of income as you go. But you also want to move down the river a bunch because you get benefits for like restarting the river, like making it to the end and restarting. So there's so much good stuff. I really enjoy River of Gold. All right, next up is Galileo Galilei. This is another one that I just played at the Dice Tower Retreat. So this last fall, I taught it again, and I hadn't played it for months. And pulling out that rule book, kind of refreshing as I was teaching it. And I was like, oh, this is such a good game. It's kind of like a mini rondelle. You have this little telescope that you are moving up to take your actions, and then it resets down to the bottom. But also when you take an action, that particular action piece goes down to a cooldown area. And so that action space is constantly changing. And so you're like, oh, cool. I want to do this, this, and this. Oh, wait, I moved everything. I just think, it's just a fascinating little system. I love the theme. I love the way that the Inquisition is tied in. And so you like don't want to get Inquisitors paying attention to you, but also you can really use it to your benefit if you can. Such a good game. All right, next up is stickers, number 4. This one moved up significantly, and I think it's because we just kept playing this with our daughter. We took our sweet time with it. You play so many games of this. But little bits of unlocking, little bits of new rules. There's not a ton of like overhead teaching to this. You can get right into it. And it doesn't feel like a kid's game, especially as you've progressed through. The cards are adorable. You get to put stickers on them, which is really cute. But the actual like rule progression only happens every few games. It doesn't happen every single game, but there is like fun little stickers that you unlock every single game. And so I think that was just like a perfect pacing for our daughter. And she loves very cute things. She loves stickers, right? But also the gameplay is just fun. And this is one that she kept asking to pull out. It's one that we kept recommending to pull out and we wanted to play. And so this has moved up just because we played it so much and we, even up to this last year, we played it a ton. So I really enjoy it. And there's so many games in the box and you can keep playing even once you've finished. Number 3 is Itto. This is a party game that is all about ranking. So you get a category, and then everyone gets a number, and they have to think of an item that fits in that category based on that number, 0 through 100. And I have played this so much at so many conventions with so many friends, church groups, whatever. This has been just played an absolute ton. It is a great way to get to know people. It is so introductory that people don't have to be gamers whatsoever, and they can play this. In fact, I have a family friend that they have a big family, and so they have kids of all different ages, and their 5-year-old, his job is to be the number 100. He gets it every single time, and he just has to think of the best thing in that category that is possible, you know? And so I love this game. I love that it fits a big group. It's such a good end-of-night convention game, or just get to know a couple people and have them over for dinner game, you know? Like, it's so much fun. All right, number 2, Bomb Busters. This one moved up just a hair. I think that this is my favorite deduction game. Like, I'm trying to think through all the deduction games that I've played, and this was one of my favorites. And yeah, I'm going to definitively say this is my favorite deduction game. I love the theme. I love the communication meta that's created after you play round after round after round with a group. And I love that there are so many scenarios. And initially when I played this, I actually had kind of a negative experience because I had decided that I was going to play with all of the wires, but not with all of the benefits. So I played like the second game or the first game, so you didn't get all the extra cards and all the fun stuff to help you deduce. I just made it really hard. And I was like, oh, this isn't really deduction. It's just guessing. And I didn't love it. But then I played it again and I played it correctly. And I've unlocked so many scenarios and played with tons of different groups, and it is just absolutely fabulous. So if you like deduction games, this makes a cooperative game where everyone has to think themselves. You know, this isn't one where someone can alpha player it. And it's so fun, and it's adorable. Adorable always helps. Last on my list, number 1, stayed number 1, still my favorite game of that year. It has made it in to really high on my top 100. I absolutely love Pirates of Maracaibo. Such a good engine builder. I like the pirate theme. I think it's cute and fun, but I love moving around the boat and having the choices. Like, I feel like you just have so many spaces that you can pick from, and you're like, oh, I can move up to 3 spaces. And I have 7 or 8 cards I can pick from, and I'm going to make that choice. Do I go slow so I can get everything that I want? Or do I move fast so that I can get to those end of the round big bonuses at that island at the end? Oh, the choices are so good. And there's so many different strategies you can lean into. This game it sings for me. And I keep teaching it and I keep playing it. And it's not that hard to teach. Sure, it's like a little bit heavier. You know, it's a solid game, but it's so logical and it works so well. So anyways, I love Pirates of Maracaibo. I think it is fabulous. It deserves its number 1 spot, and it shall stay there. All right, well, thanks for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed that. Let me know if anything changed on your list, or if these are on your 2024 list, any of these that I had, or if I should not have kicked off Daitashi and what was the other one? Sparks. See, look, I didn't even remember it again. All right, I'll see you all later. I'm Wendy Yee. This is the Dice Tower, and keep playing games.
Hey folks, thanks for watching another one of our videos. If you like our videos, if you like our channel, if you would love to game with us at one of our conventions, check out Dice Tower Cruise, Dice Tower East, and Dice Tower West. Fantastic conventions where we play games with wonderful people, a humongous library, and lots of other events and stuff. Also, don't forget to check out our channel, like and subscribe. I'm Tom Bassel.